sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to another Last Call. And tonight we come together to celebrate the weekend. But we also want to talk about a potentially very ominous topic, the AI revolution, and we're already in it. It's so ubiquitous that most of us use it on a regular basis. You've experienced it here. But is it a marvelous tool or the seeds of our destruction? Is it a savior or a snake in the garden? We'll discuss. I'll drink. And we may or may not answer any of those questions, but maybe we'll learn something. So top off your glasses, get comfortable, tell me what you're sipping on in the chat, and we'll prop this Canarble Wagon to render right after a word from Geek Flag with Nate Knows.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Greetings, Troy, Boomer, Netter. Since I myself have been given voice by AI on this very program, I thought I would give my 2 cents. What we normally think of as artificial intelligence in the entertainment space isn't really artificial intelligence. This is artificial imagination. In this case, you give the AI a set of prompts, basically ideas or directions, and it generates what it thinks we will want. That's not intelligence. That's imagination. And some may argue that may be more frightening than official intelligence because great and terrible things have been done in history to achieve one's dreams. Now, there is real artificial intelligence being worked on out there in the world and a whole new set of nightmares. To quote Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park, "Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should." Well, that's my 2 cents. Enjoy the show. Your humble contributor, Geek Flag with Nate Knows, 1973.
Salute and welcome, welcome. So glad you are here today. I super appreciate seeing you guys here, especially on a Friday, because this is what it was all about: decompressing from the week, having a few drinks together, and just talking like we would if we were just coming together. Uh, anyway, let's start bringing people in here. Starting with if you don't mind, Netter, I'm gonna just bring in Age Boomer so I can chat with him a bit. First off, Age Boomer, how you doing, my friend? And what you sipping on?
I'm doing well because of tonight's subject, but we'll get to that. I'm in
I
good
get
health
you.
so far, if that's what you're asking. I have a Coca-Cola classic, not
Classic.
newfangled, not
Yeah.
we have to replace the old with the new. And I want to read a quote.
Hey, speaking of, here's hoping on that Coca-Cola front. Uh, it's starting to look more and more like we're going to be getting rid of the high fructose corn syrup. So
That's good.
maybe we will start getting real classic Coca-Cola with real sugar. We'll see.
So basically, Mexican Coke.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to read another quote from a famous science fiction movie like Geek
Okay.
Flag had for us.
Mhm.
This is from the movie Young Frankenstein. All those scientists, they're all alike. They say they're working for us, but what they really want is to rule the world.
I'm starting to believe that more and more. It was a joke back then. Now,
Yes.
now I'm starting to really kind of get into that. But so I'm going to give you a little grief on air, my friend. You didn't know. You were the last to know, despite the fact that you were my designated driver, my partner on this whole shindig. You didn't even know I was on Doomcock on Wednesday.
That's very impressive.
So
Did you
what is
meet
this?
Harvey Cthulhu? Was he accepting of you, or was he not there that night?
I didn't get to talk to him directly, but he was there. Yes, but it was wonderful. I got some things to share. If you remind me after the stream, and I'm not too blotto, I got a little peek behind the curtain over there. It was a lot of fun, but yeah. It sounds like I made a good impression. It sounds like he'll have me back. So here's hoping.
Yeah, man,
Um,
the man, you're. I'm telling you, retro blasting now, Doomcock. I'm telling you, it's
I know. I feel like I'm hobnobbing with all the
plus your
popular folk.
your excursions when you were in Orlando. You're moving up in the world. You're moving on up,
That's
as the Jeffersons would say.
that was a part of it. It was funny because look, Doomcock is the future ruler of Earth, right?
Yes, well, yes,
And he's got to be very careful about who he allows into Xanadu, right? And Gary Ambrosia, you met him. He's been on you met him in person. You had dinner with him, but I mean, you know, Gary says to Doomcock, he's like, hey, one of the folks is out. You allowed him a furlough, so we need to fill this vacancy. I got this guy. I know this guy. I hung out with him. And I guess Doomcock was like, I don't know if he'd really fit in. And he's like, look, he literally hung out for a whole weekend with half the people that are in the panel. Him, Andy Masterson, Nick. It was like he's like, okay, I'll give him a try. And Doomcock, I guess I made an impression. He goes, hey, yeah, I
cool.
want to have you back next time somebody upsets Doomcock and gets kicked out, and they need a fill in for a little while.
Cool,
But
cool.
that doesn't make me real popular with my D&D group, who I canceled with on the last minute. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not playing D&D tonight. I'm going to Xanadu because Doomcock needs me.
Yes. Well, there you go. But D&D is good stuff though, as long as it's not modern D&D. But yeah.
No. Well, we've talked about that. We stopped at 3.5, technically, Pathfinder version 1, and we're done. We're not getting any more of the rule books and whatnot. And what is this? It looks like I can't scroll all the way back to say hi to everybody.
Maybe I can. Hold on. Want me to bring up the first thing?
Uh,
FKHC 2005?
That's what I'm talking about. There were some before them.
Oh, well, I don't know then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know why. Oh no, wait a minute.
No, Tim came in at 2 hours ago.
Oh my gosh! I just did. It fell off of YouTube, not out of
Actually,
EVMux.
that one from Tim, that was on my channel.
Oh well, there's that too. Okay, no, we're fine.
Remember,
we're fine.
there's 3 different channels here.
Technically, there's 5.
Oh well,
because
Rumbles.
The Rumble. Well, we didn't set up a Rumble for you.
You did?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have access to your Rumble account. So it's just Rumble on my account and X. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 streams. 5 streams. Sorry.
All you gotta do if my computer's down here is just go into Rumble. It automatically signs you
Again, I don't want to touch something and accidentally close a tab or something that you were.
I'm gonna throw something at you.
No, I'm trying to be respectful of whatever you got going on over there. So yeah, let's.
He's giving me grief because I have a lot of tabs open.
She's got like 35 browser. Open tabs.
But the thing is, it's one browser window, but I have a bunch of tabs open because it's different things that I'm either researching for him,
probably,
or things like that I need to refer back to.
Okay, I gotta build up Netter here for just a second. Okay, I talk about how she's, let's just get her in here for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So I talk about how she's my enabler, right? If there's an action figure I want or whatever, she finds it. And I don't remember what stream I was on, and I was talking about it, and I was saying, there's this one figure that I really want. It's the Imperial Scanning Crew. That scene from Star Wars.
You were on somebody else's channel, I think.
Mm-hmm. May have been on Sunday with deleted scenes or something like that. And I said, this Scanning Crew was a Target. Was it a Target exclusive? I think it was. Effing Target. Anyway, it was a Target exclusive, and it's really hard to get, real expensive. I just screw it. I'll just get the John Solo. Did I just say John Solo? I meant Stan Solo. The Stan Solo version, and be done with it. And Netter starts Googling while I'm on the stream. She's like, okay, can you take a look at this and see if this is the right one? She found 2 different styles of the Scanning Crew that were not the one I was talking about. One is a 5 POA, which means, a much earlier figure. And another one was just the one figure with the box, not the 2 of them together. And I'm like,
well, although even the ones I saw in package, it was just the one figure with the box.
That's because I said the one that had 2 in it.
Oh, okay. Was an exclusive
to Target. And unless you specifically look for it, you wouldn't find it. And then you'd find it for like $150 or some crap like that.
Well, then, if they're supposed to be 2 together of the 2 that I found,
separate.
Yeah, because I got you 2. I spent under $50 for the 2.
See, and that's cheaper than what the Target exclusive.
Because there was like one was 28 and one was 26.
But this is what she does. She finds action figures I didn't know even existed. And she'll say things like, well, is it okay if it's out of package? Is it okay if they don't have their sidearm? Blah, 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 blah. And sometimes that's, well, usually out of package is fine with me because I'm planning to put them in a diorama. So that's my girl over there. She takes care of me. But I wanna say hi to everybody here in the chat, starting with FKHC 2005, whom we lovingly know as Tim. Welcome, my friend. He says, hail. Lady Mist, encouraging Netter with the blue emojis. Thank you so much. And saying hi to each other. I always love to see you guys chit-chatting with each other over there. Connie Cleary, she says, hail to the chat. Hail, Connie, the bird woman of YouTube. And just keep in mind, we're a community here. We like each other, right? So make sure you're subscribing to each other here on the YouTube and wherever we have social medias.
This isn't just a community. This is our family. I say that at the end of every stream.
I definitely interact with you guys more than I do my own family. That's for sure.
That's because your family's dysfunctional.
Well, that is true. That is absolutely true. Curtis Selby, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. And JPRPH1. All of y'all are family members. See? Members listed below. All the members that support the channel. You guys really are family. You're here every single time. Big Al presents. Have a great show, my friends. By the way, new review. The Phoenician scheme. I have no idea. See, he Big Al does all these reviews. He does reviews of all the popular movies, so I can decide whether or not I want to see them.
The Phoenicia scheme.
Whatever. And then he does all these things that I've never even heard of before. So, if
it's a new Wes Anderson movie.
Oh,
Benicio del Toro's in it. I do want to see it.
Cool.
I do like Wes Anderson movies, though. I know he's not.
But let's check out Big Al's review first before we decide if we're going to be seeing it.
Oh, please.
Save ourselves some money if he doesn't like it.
And it's only 10 words, so,
Yeah. Matt Anui. Hi there, my friend. Good to see you. Don't want to miss nobody. Like Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Hey, everyone. Happy Friday. Salute to you, my friend. Let me know what you all are sipping on. I would love to know.
You didn't ask me.
What you sipping on?
Currently a
Seltzer
Signature
water.
Select Seltzer Water Mixed Berry. And Boomer, what are you sipping on?
He said a Coca-Cola.
I have a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I figure we all say it at the same time.
Okay, I didn't realize that was a shtick.
And Troy, what are you sipping on?
I'm sipping on a Moscow Mule. If you want to know about the history of the Moscow Mule and the copper cup and how to make one, make sure you check out my liquid lunch from earlier today. Like Mark Melnikoff did. Kapla, here I are. Klingon meat-based computer. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
Meat-based?
Yeah, because he's biological. It's machine learning. That's the term for it. Yes, we're going to get into that, Matanui. You are 100% right. The View with Drew. Haven't seen you here in a while, buddy. I'm so glad to see you. Hey, everybody. What's up? Yeah, we're going to be talking about all of the what's up. Netter saying hi to everybody. Geek Flag with Nate Knows, who sent me earlier his thoughts on the topic, and like we did during the Doctor Who thing, I just set it to an AI voice that was kind of similar to his voice, and came out pretty good. I think we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I just hope they teach AI Asimov laws. Yes, the 3 rules of robotics, right?
Yep.
Deleted Scene says like, share, subscribe, become a member. Thank you, my friend. Salute. Good to see you. Awesome news. I made a new Lego Flash short film on my channel. Yeah. So The View with Drew does these great stop motion features. Go check it out. You'll enjoy it. You really, really will.
So with his own hands, he does it.
Yep.
Step by step.
Inch by inch. No, I'm sorry. Meme Fox, welcome, says, try to take over the world. Yes, exactly. Connie O'Brien. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad you've joined our community. AIs have already consumed the whole Asimov catalog already, I am sure. Good point.
I read iRobot once. That was a long time ago, but I did read it.
Yeah. I highly recommend you, with the exception of Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams. I recommend reading you should still read Bicentennial Man. You really should. There are some differences that are worth seeing, but I think that particular film probably was the best interpretation of an Isaac Asimov robot story. iRobot was not. It was a not bad interpretation of a different Isaac Asimov novel called Caliban.
And they threw iRobot's title on it. Okay.
They did.
I should read
It makes
Caliban.
zero sense. So,
Okay.
but you know what you should do? You should read Caliban,
Yeah.
and you should read iRobot. Absolutely.
Yes.
Then there's a bunch of short stories too in the Isaac Asimov robot novels. Definitely worth checking out. Very much so. Where are we going? What are we going to do tonight? Brain, try to take over the world. I should have read that in Pinky's voice. What are we going to do tonight, Brain? The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
I remember the Will Smith character in iRobot. He was angry at AI because the robot decided to save his life instead of that of a child. And he said in the AI's eye, his life was a better calculated risk of saving than the child's. But he said, a human would have tried saving the child over, an adult. Right?
Yeah.
That's why he was angry.
But honestly, when you get right down to it, you can't be certain that a human wouldn't make a similar decision. You evaluate the circumstance, right? I think
that's what happened.
Do I think I can save the child? That you might, yeah.
Or maybe he was trying to save a child and the robot stopped him because of the prevention. Maybe that's what happened.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see.
You'll
That's
get
right.
killed
That's what
if
it
you
was.
try. But he says that was my decision to try it. Yeah.
Yeah, and see that would be the thing. You would want it to take into account what are you doing and why, and factor that in. Keep in mind too, this is also a situation where you do implement those 3 rules of robotics, which are, with the exception of Caliban or the robot in question in the film, you have 3 laws that are you can't break them. They're hardwired into the positronic brain. The first rule is a robot cannot cause harm to a human or through inaction allow harm to come to a human.
And the second thing is, hi, Keely Chow.
I'm getting there. I'm sorry.
Robert's Infinite Realms.
I'm getting there. I'm sorry. We did get sidetracked, and you know what? Netter's right. Let's get back to saying hi to everyone in the chat. We'll get back to our AI talk. Troy, I'm sitting at the cool kids table, and pretty soon he's going to forget about us, the little people. Oh, gosh, no. Oh, no, you guys are family. There's no doubt about that. But since you are family, if I'm on Doomcock again, I expect you guys to be in the chat and saying hi and telling everybody, we're here for Troy. We're here for Troy. I don't know if I said hi to Jesse Guajardo earlier, but let me make sure that I do. And of course, deleted scenes. Salute, my friend. Mark Malnikoff says, we better hurry and get Troy's autograph before then. Well, dude, you've had years to get my autograph. If you haven't gotten it by now, what the hell are you waiting for, dude? Jeez.
I can get it for you easy. Just let me know what you want.
Yeah. Well, she'll charge for it though, so and probably rightfully so. So take all the OP tabs and weave yourself an honor sash for now. Okay, fair enough.
It's like, and we are working on getting a merch store that's going to have a mixture of like last call things, Thursday things, so Netter's things, Troy things.
I'm hoping that I can get you some bar items that are branded for last call. That would be awesome. In a world of rush where stories fade, nothing to see here, citizen, is made. A pup's wild antics, short and sweet, tail wag and mischief you'll want to meet. The voice of Northern Oklahoma calls with tales of heart where the prairie sprawls. From dusty trails to late night lore, subscribe for laughs and so much more. Now, did you write that or did AI write it? Either way, Mm.
Well, I don't know. Did you like that limerick I sent you, huh?
I did.
That was AI with
That impressed me.
ChatGTP.
That one impressed me. Join the
No.
pack. Hit that button now for doggone fun and Okie know-how. Nothing to see. That's just a grin. Your next fave channel is where to begin. There you go.
I never.
And Lady Mist says broccoli, which I love. I love that.
I happen to love broccoli just by
She
itself.
does. She hates it when she gets all stems and none of the florets.
Yeah, you need the florets, yeah.
It all started with the smart clapper, damn it. Look! Dude, you know what? I'm going to put a little star on that one. I want to get back to that comment. Let me get through the chat here because I'm way, way, way behind.
Yeah, we got a presentation article.
Just lets you know who is the most active in the chat. There you go. Oh yeah, the points, the experience points. I don't even see them on my YouTube side anymore. I don't.
Well, you turned it off because you said that you went into yours.
No, I said I saw you could turn it off. I didn't touch nothing. I don't touch nothing.
Yeah, on mine, we've got the crowns. So I've got first, second, and third person. So for me, first is Lady Miss, second is Tim, and third is Nothing to See Here, Citizen.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to kind of rush through this because I really don't want to miss nothing, and I do need to get to the presentation. Hello, Troy, Netter, and Boomer. Been a tough week. I might fall asleep soon, but wanted to say hi. Look, if what we're talking about here interests you, make sure you come back and watch us later when you can. Go ahead and hit the watch later. Save it to watch later. But we are glad you are here, and if my dulcet tones lull you to sleep, you've earned it because you've had a tough week. I totally understand. Keely Chow says, what's going on? We're going to be talking about the AI revolution very, very soon. Supposedly you earn, yeah. Netter's explaining this whole goofy thing that YouTube's doing. You guys figure it out. I'm sorry. I got a show to do. I can't, none of that stuff.
I gave the explanation on my channel.
There you go. All right. I think I'm caught up. No, I'm not caught up because Darth Plato is here saying, hey, gang. Hey, good to see you.
The only problem with having 3 channel tabs open is I have to then go into each one to figure out
who said what, where. Yeah. I get it. But that's why I pay you the big bucks. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into our presentation. But what I did want to do is I wanted to back up to the how do you see what you've starred? I starred a comment and I want to get back to it. But
wait. Okay. So at the top, you see where it says comments?
Yeah.
Okay, so click on that.
Okay.
And then underneath that, you should see a filter, what do you call it? Funnel.
Oh, I see. And
click on the funnel, and then you can
there
click
we
on
go.
Super Chat,
So,
star, shown, not shown.
Wow, Netter's good. She's the one who said she was getting annoyed with EVMux because she didn't know how it worked, and she
I'm still annoyed with EVMux because I can't see the chat as well as I can in StreamYard. The window's smaller and it jumps more.
Yeah, but keep in mind StreamYard is twice as much for half the service. So
true. Well, mine's free.
It all started with the smart clapper. Damn it! Yeah. So clap on, clap off, right? So
ask Alexa what she thinks of the smart clapper.
Alexa, what do you think of the clapper?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, of course she's not. Alexa, turn on the light.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off the light.
Alexa, turn off the light.
Okay.
We only have one item in the house that is keyed into Alexa to turn on and off, and that's the light in the bedroom, because we want to be able to just like the clapper, and then go to sleep.
Yes, but you said it to her wrong. Alexa, on light.
Okay.
Alexa, off light.
Okay.
That's actually a great illustration of how these so-called AIs understand language. They hear key words. So she hears light and on, and that's all she needs to know to turn on the light, right?
Unless you say something like, Alexa, make the light go away.
Sorry, I didn't find a group or device named Light.
Yeah. So, but anyway, the thing I wanted to say about that is think about what we're doing. We have a special plug that's on a Wi-Fi connected to the Echo Dot. When I say to her, turn off the light or turn on the light or whatever, it sends a message out to Amazon, whatever, somewhere, central computers, to do its thinking for it, to come all the way back to tell it, go to this plug, turn on this light. And if there's no Wi-Fi or my internet goes out, the light doesn't respond. I literally have to, go switch it on and off. But it's ridiculous. Literally, the clapper, which is a much lower level of technology, works that much better. And I even said to Netter the other night, I'm like, I'm surprised that somebody hasn't redesigned the clapper, so that it is voice activated instead of a clap, right? And put a very, very basic, voice recognition, not voice recognition, but language recognition chip into it for, you say light on, it goes on, light off, it goes off, or whatever. We totally have that technology now, but we're over engineering it now with something like an Alexa Dot. It's just,
Anyway,
I'm already getting frustrated, and this wasn't meant to be my rant. This was meant to be yours while I drink. So go ahead.
there you go. You sent me that picture.
This meme has been going around a lot lately, and yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is we've had sci-fi for one reason, to warn us, right?
Yes.
Been trying to warn us, and we've literally ignored it. But then again, we've had events in history where we said never again, and we just keep forgetting the lessons of history and repeating them over and over and over again. AI voice on appliances would be funny. Vacuum. I'm full now. You laugh, but I would not be surprised if we don't have that happening. Lazy. Don't be lazy, Troy. Get up and turn off the light. You want to know lazy? It's worse than that, Nate. I literally, lying in bed, could reach up and click the switch.
Which actually, we changed out the fixture at one point. But yeah, it's like the reason our bed is in the position it is so that once we both got in bed, he could just reach up and turn it off.
Yeah.
But then after I got one of the Alexa plugs or Amazon plugs, and I plugged in a corner lamp to it, now we just tell her on light, off light.
So Mark makes a great point. I forgot Mark had mentioned this to me. Mark works in retail.
Poor Mark.
And yeah. And one of the products they sell is the As Seen on TV branded products, one of which is the clapper. And he says the clapper and all the As Seen on TV crap is made, guess where? A certain place. I work at, just ended our relationship with the distributor. So yeah, specifically his chain of stores that he works at is no longer going to be carrying the As Seen on TV products because of...
no Ronco, no Popeel Pocket Fisherman.
Actually, I don't know about Ronco. Someone should look into that. Is Ronco still in existence? Because I think Ronco was
This is what we got her for.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Alexa, is Ronco still in existence?
From wikiwan.com. Ronco still creates and sells innovative products 60 years later on their website ronco.com, on Amazon at amazon.com/Ronco, and other major online retailers such as Macy's, Target, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, Kohl's, Wayfair, QVC, Kroger, and more.
Wow. Well, there you go. So
There's
Ronco
more.
is still a thing. But yeah, probably made in China. It used to be made in America, but now made in China. But there you go.
Okay, so I'm going to go
but
to our first story.
Let me get rid of that. Yeah.
Should we just do that? Okay. I think this is from Fandom Pulse. This is First Lady Melania Trump releases AI-generated audiobook leading industry innovation. First Lady Melania Trump has positioned herself at the forefront of publishing innovation by releasing an AI-generated audio version of her memoir, demonstrating how artificial intelligence can enhance rather than replace human creativity. Her bold embrace of this technology comes as the publishing industry grapples with AI's growing role in the content creation distribution. I'm honored to bring you Melania, the AI audiobook narrated entirely using artificial intelligence and my own voice, Trump announced on X. Let the future of publishing begin. Yeah, and of course this says this approach so AI can preserve and extend an author's voice in ways previously impossible, following up on how Fortnite used James Earl Jones' voice for recent iterations of Darth Vader in their game.
That was funny. That was very, very funny.
Listen, no. I'm going to say no. We had an article for Geeky Users. I had a Nix the other week, but it was about how Audible has AI technology too for people that want to use this AI technology on their audiobooks. And no, you can get a person to read the book.
Yeah,
you can get someone.
So let me
from a native Slovenia who speaks English and.
Let me comment on that specifically because of what we did at the top of the show with the and I've been you guys have seen this. I've been doing these bits that come from Nate. He sends me a block of text in DM. Just these are his thoughts, and it was my idea to take it and bring it into a voice generating program. First off, it's not as easy as you think.
Mm-hmm.
You probably noticed as I was playing it, there were some things that were a little wonky, and those were the best takes. I literally have to take his text, break it up, and do it sentence by sentence with the voice generator because it does weird things sometimes. Lately, it has started adding things like chuckles and the inhale of breath and stuff like that, which is a great touch, but not if it's not appropriate to what you're looking for.
This is freaking me out.
Sometimes it does weird things like it adds a raised inflection at the end, so it turns it into a question, and I'm like, I didn't effing put a question mark at the end of that sentence. Just read the sentence, but in all reality, you have the same problem with the AI that you do with a voice actor. If you just give them a script, they got to try and interpret in context what it is you're looking for. And it requires the director to say, no. I want this to be more pensive or more aggressive or more, you know what I mean? And
also the actor or the reader can also argue back.
Right. And but when I put it into the program, it doesn't. I have no ability to give it that direction. It's literally random. So if I don't like the way it comes out, I just do it again, and it charges me each time. Just saying. But yeah. I've been working on a story for the past few days, a Firefly spinoff, and it's been using Gemini AI. Yeah, I just got a note from Google. You're using Gemini. I'm like, I am. With my writing, and the AI has been generating characters in the story that I didn't come up with. That's frustrating. Troy, I was watching a couple of AI Star Wars clips of Darth Vader and Tarkin from the comic book, and that's kind of good. That's a different. You know what? We'll get into this a little bit later, but the use of AI to generate just fan work like the fan films we were looking at last week. You don't expect fan films to be the quality of Hollywood films. It's just a way for you to get your story out. And I'm not opposed to AI doing the same thing. Which voice generator are you using, Troy? It's a hard question for me to answer. Let me turn the show back over to Agent Boomer while I look back at my history to see what I've done.
I did want to mention that I assume that this AI trained itself on Melania Trump's voice, because there must be a lot of audio clips of her out there,
That's
and just
probably
learned
easy
all
to
of her
do.
inflections. But it's weird.
Or if the program that I use, I can go in and read text to it, so it learns my voice, so I can create a clone of myself.
Okay.
So that I can.
But then Melania can just read her book then, and they can just use that as the reading. And if not, you hire
I
an
don't
actor
know what her
or a
reasoning
spokesperson.
is. I do know that
I don't know if
English
she's.
is
I
not
don't know.
her-
I'm not blaming her. She may not. This may have been
English
something else.
is not her first language.
I know
so
it isn't.
I wonder if maybe if that's part of the reason why. I don't know.
But then you could hire, like I said, you could hire someone who might be bilingual in her own language too, and you could do both versions of the book with the same, reader. It doesn't have to be her. I don't know. I feel this is not befitting of a first lady. Not that she isn't befitting. I'm saying that I feel she deserved an actual professional reader and not this AI. This bothers me. But again, it may not just be this. As I told you a few weeks ago, Audible's rolling out this program. We may be seeing a lot of books using AI. And just
Colleen, what I'm going to do is I'm having trouble with my bookmarks. My bookmarks aren't working the way they should. So let me look into it, and I will. You know what I might do, Colleen? I think I might do a liquid lunch to follow up on the AI that I use in my own show, and talk about it a little bit more in detail, and I'll mention it there. Okay. Sorry, I can't answer the question right off the top of my head.
I want to say hello to USMG. Haven't seen you in forever.
Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Saying hi to everyone. Yes. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing very, very well. I also love how you think that voiceover artists are working in real time with directors. So much of voiceover work is self-directed. Yeah, no, I know. I do know that, because I know that there's a lot of voice actors that are now doing the whole work from home thing. They get a script and they have their own, in-home studio, and they record it and send it in, and they may or may not get notes on whether or not it was what they were looking for and whatnot.
The last time I did any voice, I never really did any professional voice work, but I did do some volunteering, I think, for a something in the mid 90s, and it was, never mind. Anyway.
Oh boy, we is speaking about the Skynet 2, 3, and 4.0. Yes.
Flappy is writing his audiobook as we speak. Yes, very funny. Yeah, the
And I want to say hello to Sashi.
Welcome, Sashi. Yeah, Sashi was here earlier today for my liquid lunch. Thank you so much for being here. You look, I am going. This is where I disclose, though, right? So you hear a lot of voices, in my intro and stuff. Last call is streamed before a studio audience, right? That's an AI generated voice. The disclaimer voice that says, the following live stream, blah blah blah. That's an AI voice as well.
You don't have a well-spoken British lady living in your basement,
locked up in my basement. Just here, read this, or you don't eat tonight. Exactly. The songs you hear at the beginning and at the end. Well, so I've created theme songs for each of my shows. I've generated those using generative AI.
Okay.
And I then take those into another program to not strip out, but separate the music from the the vocals, it's not a new technology per se, although it is using the AI, version. It separates the vocals from the audio so that I can have an audio that's clear of. So if I wanted to do karaoke songs, for example, I could pull them into this program and strip out the vocals, but I keep the vocals so that if I want like the last stanza or whatever, you'll see it when I play the credits tonight. Same kind of thing. But I'm sorry, I haven't said hi to Wilkie's Movies and Music. How you doing, my friend? Make sure you are following his channel. This guy knows his movies. And I think going forward, I am going to make sure that on Friday after Liquid Lunch, you guys go and check out his channel. I'm going to start forwarding you to him. So please make sure you're subscribed. And if you're not, then next Friday, we will forward you to him and then you subscribe then. Okay. So he is criminally undersubbed. We need to get him up to the magic number. The Wendy's by me. Don't even get me started, Mark. Oh, the Wendy's by me uses AI to run the drive-through now. It tells you on the bottom of the menu, AI is talking to you. It was unsettling. Yeah. So I talked about this. I don't remember if it was here on Geeky Geezers or whatever. I went off on a screed about Steak and Shake. You go in and there's nobody there to take your effing order. There's a kiosk where you go and you enter it yourself, and it sends something to the people in the back to make it. And I'm like, the hell is this?
Chick-fil-A still uses people.
They absolutely do. And
Chick-fil-A's people are always polite.
Oh,
yes,
gosh, yes.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I've pulled into the drive-in at Chick-fil-A when I was in a bad mood. You don't get through that drive-through still in a bad mood.
No, you don't.
You just don't. If you
Very
don't, you're
smooth.
some kind of a super special asshole if you're still in a bad mood after you leave Chick-fil-A. Let me just tell you that. Just saying.
All right.
Just saying.
So,
is the AI's name Wendy?
Oh, that'd be
that's
funny.
That
I
is
have to
funny.
tell you that redheaded lady they had on the Wendy's commercials about 10 years ago, I was always very suspicious about her. I'm like, no.
Was she not Dave Thomas's daughter, Wendy?
She claimed to be. I'm like, something's off about this because I'm like, who is this person? Her hair is a little too red, if you know what I mean. But
well, granted, but she also didn't have that like high glam you would expect if they were casting someone to play Wendy. She
was a good looking woman. The woman in the commercials, I thought, but it just. She would just show up and like some kid was upset about losing the game. Well, did you get hit with a pitch? No. Well, then that's something to celebrate. Get a Frosty cone. You understand? It's like,
can I just one other? I see people talking about Wendy's and Burger King and and whatnot, and Burger King being understaffed and all that kind of stuff. Let me just say something. I stopped into 2 Targets yesterday. Just looking for a particular thing. I may do a stream about this later, but just wanted to see if they had this exclusive thing I was looking for. They didn't, so they don't get my money. And let me tell you something. I went at a peak time of day when they should have been packed. There was almost nobody in there but people that worked there. Target is hurting.
Yep.
And good on them. I hope Target goes away. I really do.
Yeah, we don't even use the pharmacy in there. We switched this from the CVS that was in the Target to a standalone CVS.
Just because we didn't want to go to Target anymore. And let me tell you something. My hope is that Target goes the way of Gimbals. That's all I'm going to say.
Gimbals? Interesting. That'll be
even the new management company. Although I wish Gimbals would come back. I miss Gimbals, but I'm not a New York boy, so I have no say in this. Even the new management company for the apartment complex where I live have an AI now. Jeez. Oh, for F's sake. If I call the office, I don't get to leave a voicemail. I get to talk to an AI. Oh, jeez.
Oh, let me give you guys a helpful hint, because I hate talking to the stupid AIs trying to get to a person. If your cable company is Comcast, it might work with other cable companies too, but I know specifically for Comcast because a rep told me this. When you first get on, and it gives the option for, for this, press 1, press this, press 2. If it gives you the option for sales, press the button for sales. It'll automatically put you through to a live person because it's sales. They want to make money. And then from there, you could tell them, I'm looking for XYZ.
And I can tell you from experience with working with sales departments at many different companies, the salespeople will always do everything they can to make you happy because they're hoping to eventually make a sale. Jesse Guajardo says, I miss Toys R Us. I'm going to tell you something. The reason the Toys R Us died, and I've mentioned this many, many times on the stream, you go into Toys R Us looking for a particular toy and they don't have it. They could not help you. You ask, where can I get this? Does another Toys R Us have it? There was no communication between the stores where they could say, oh, the one in Buffalo Grove has it. The one in Elgin has it. No, they didn't have that information in their computer, and they didn't have an online store where you could just say, you know what, just send it to me or send it to my local Toys R Us. And that is what killed them.
Whereas back when the Wookiee onesies were first coming out, Tor and I went to go get one for him and one for me because it was to be fun.
Literally a onesie, an adult pajama onesie, Chewbacca with the zip up in the front
and the sash and all that. They had a Troy size, but they didn't have a small for me. So
because they're a little bit tiny.
So I happened to ask this one, the only worker I could find around in the area. It wasn't even her area. She's like, let me check with some other stores. She got on her computer, started looking at other stores. It's like, okay, well, this one claims it has one. Let me call and confirm they still have it. Yep. She called the store, asked them to put it on. Actually, she ended up calling like 3 or 4 stores because they're like, yeah, we don't actually have that. We sold it out or whatever. She found one that was like 30 minutes away. She goes, they have one for you. It's 30 minutes away. Do you want me to tell them to hold it? We're like, yeah. So she's like, okay, hold it. Here's their name. They're like, okay. So I made sure to let her manager know that she went way above and beyond to find some ridiculous little thing that really wasn't important. It's not a need. It was a want.
That level of service is never going to be built into AI. Just saying. Netter,
yeah.
Netter, would you be willing to give me a little shot of Smirnoff in this?
All right. So,
alcohol.
Whatever you think's appropriate to that quantity.
Someone dropped a super chat.
Oh, okay. I'll get there. Let me say real quick to Remix 40. Hi, good to see you. And Darth Plato says for $2, I'd like to see the AI for an inconvenience store. there you go.
So anyway,
so much venture capital killed the brands I loved. Joann's. Well, and I'm not sure I'm understanding you, Colleen, so correct me if I'm misunderstanding you. When you say venture capital, poor management is what I'm looking at. So Joann's had very similar problems with their distribution models, their communication between stores, and big time the way they handled the pandemic. Honestly, they pissed me off so much thank you, sweetie. They pissed me off so much. That wasn't necessary, but thank you. They pissed me off so much during the pandemic and how they handled it. I never went back. Now, I'm not saying that's why they went out of business.
Yeah, because Troy was the one who was.
I was their biggest customer. No. But if enough other people were annoyed the way I was, that was a big part of it.
Okay.
But I don't know enough about Bed Bath & Beyond. But yeah, a lot of stores have been mismanaged. I'm telling you, there's still businesses that I see going out of business in the next 5 years because of bad management. Hasbro is one. I've got a video up about that, and I'll probably do another one because F those guys. F them a lot. We still have Toys R Us. Ours had, that's right, because Sashi is overseas. Ours had connectivity and online site since way back. Odd that you guys didn't. I didn't even know that, Sashi. Thank you for sharing that. Troy, I always saw those PJs at my local Comic-Con all the time. Yeah.
They're really warm.
They are. I sweat. I really do.
Yeah, it's like in the wintertime, if you're someplace cold, those onesies are so warm and comfy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Colleen, if that's what you mean, absolutely right. These people aren't managing anything. They're just going in, throwing the money at it, and expecting a return on investment. Pandemic was hard on Joann's, especially when everybody was sewing masks. Yeah. And they were very slow on adapting, and what they really should have done, they should have had an online ability so that I wanted, a bolt of product or something like that, they could deliver it to me. And yeah, no, don't even get me started about the pandemic. Bed Bath & Beyond CFO jumped out of a window when things went public right around the time they declared the bankruptcy. Whatever. Troy, I can already hear the AI bot saying, I don't know what you want, but this store probably has it. If then you're, yeah. If not, then you're. One last one, and then we can move on. And that's the dilithium mine is going private equity takeover. Mark, I told you to get out of there a long time ago. That's on you, man. You gotta deal with what you got to deal with. I'm sorry. Go on, Boomer.
So let's see. This is Lena McDonald getting caught with AI prompt in her fantasy book. Shows most readers cannot distinguish between AI and human writing. Fantasy romance author Lena McDonald has inadvertently provided the most compelling evidence yet that AI-generated fiction has reached a quality threshold that even dedicated readers cannot distinguish from human writing. McDonald's mistake, leaving an AI prompt visible in her published novel Dark Hollow Academy Year 2, only came to light because fans were actively enjoying the series, not because they suspected anything amiss with the writing quality. The smoking gun appeared in Chapter 3, where readers discovered the text. I've rewritten the passage to align more with J. Bree's style, which features more tension, gritty undertones, and raw emotional subtext beneath the supernatural elements. This accidentally included prompt revealed that McDonald had been using AI to emulate the writing style of best-selling author J. Bree, whose romance and fantasy novels have achieved international success. What makes this revelation a big story is that McDonald's books have been receiving positive reviews and building a dedicated readership. Before the AI prompt was discovered, readers weren't complaining about stilted prose or robotic dialogue. They were genuinely engaged with the story and characters until a technical error exposed the artificial nature of the content. This instant correlates with findings from BookBub's comprehensive survey of over 1,200 authors revealed that about 45% are currently using generative AI to assist with their work, while 48% are not and do not plan in the future. However, these statistics likely represent only the tip of the iceberg, as they reflect authors willing to admit their AI usage to researchers. The survey found that 74% of authors who use generative AI do not disclose their AI use to readers, suggesting that actual numbers of authors incorporating AI into the writing process is significantly higher than the 45% who acknowledged it. Well, if they're lying. When 3/4 of AI using authors are keeping their usage secret, the true scope of AI adoption, the publishing remains largely hidden. McDonald's case demonstrates why this secretly persists. Once her AI usage was exposed, readers flooded her book with 1-star reviews, with one stating this was written by generative AI, and as is clear by the prompt that was left in the book before uploading to Amazon. I will support authors in many, many ways, but generative AI is theft, and it's not a replacement for actual writing. Yet this reaction seems increasingly disconnected from reality. If readers were, this is the author's point of view, by the way, if readers were genuinely enjoying McDonald's work before discovering its AI origins, what changed about the actual reading experience? The story didn't become less engaging, the characters didn't become less compelling, and the prose didn't become less readable simply because the origin was revealed. The rapid improvement in AI writing capabilities makes detection increasingly difficult. Modern language models can maintain consistent character voices, develop complex plot threads, and even incorporate specific stylistic elements from other authors, as McDonald's prompt inadvertently demonstrated. Each new iteration of these tools produces more sophisticated, nuanced writing that becomes harder to distinguish from human-created content. Rather than fighting this technological evolution, the publishing industry would benefit from acknowledging that AI has already become an integral part of the creative process for many authors. The question isn't
Actually,
whether,
let me
wait,
stop
I'm
you there
almost
real
done.
quick. Well, let me stop you there because Colleen is speaking specifically to that point.
Okay.
Most authors use forms of AI, even if it's just spelling and grammar checkers. And most readers do not care, but a few very loud haters love having someone to cancel on the internet. So there you go. Yeah.
Question is whether or not AI will transform writing. It already has. The question is whether the industry will adapt to this new reality or continue pretending it doesn't exist.
And going back to
No.
Colleen's point,
What's
keep
her
in mind, spell checkers and grammar checkers technically are a very early form of AI that we've
Well,
been
then
using
maybe
for a long
writers
time.
shouldn't be using them. Maybe get out Strunk
Well,
and White. Maybe learn how to spell words. I'm just saying.
well, but you know what?
No.
It
Writing is hard. It's a craft.
is.
You have to, when you write a draft, oh, well, great. Now you have about
But
200
keep
more
in
drafts
mind
to write.
what
It is a
at
hard
least
art, and you have to get good at it. And I don't want
keep
to hear
in mind
you
how
taking
we have
shortcuts.
used spell checkers and grammar checkers, right? When I have a spell check come up, I look at it and I go, damn, I misspelled a word. Okay. And I fix it.
Yeah.
Or I go, the hell are you talking about? This is a word you don't even know. Add to the dictionary. You know, when it comes to grammar, when it starts giving me stuff like split infinitives and stuff like that, I'm like, F you. This is how I speak.
Yes.
This is how I write. Go to hell. Or I look and I go, oops, I use the I don't have matching between adjective and verb. So yeah, I got to fix that. So I still have that choice. All it's doing is pointing it out to me. It's not doing it automatically.
Well, for starters, I don't know how sophisticated her own reader base was. Yes, that's a snobbish comment. I don't care. As far as not being able to tell bad
you know,
writing.
there is that, and there's the fact that something that we've said over and over again is, sometimes it's not even the quality of the AI that's so good. It's the quality of the humans that are writing that is so bad that the AI actually looks good by comparison.
Yeah, well, there could be that too. Another problem, though, is they were mentioning theft, because what is she asking the AI to do? Could you copy this author's style and rewrite my passage in this author's style? The AI had to read all of that other author's work, get the style down, and then regurgitate it out. And with this person,
keep in mind too,
so
if
maybe
you
that
are,
is theft in a sense. I don't know.
Keep in mind too that if you are a tree hugger who really is so concerned about the environment, you have no idea how much resource has to go into that. There's a lot of electricity being used by these AIs just to do that behind the scenes research that you don't even see. That's why there's a private company currently that has bought 3 Mile Island and is starting up the nuclear program over there just to run their AI. I may do a stream about that in the near future. Real quick, Jesse Guajardo says, Troy, I have seen or heard of robot tanks from foreign countries that have old tanks like the M48 Patton tanks, are upgrading them to a new remote AI. Look, we've had enough films tell us you don't strap weapons to AI. Didn't you learn anything from friggin' Terminator, you dumbasses? just saying. While I used AI for the poem today, I don't use it in any of my writing. I'm doing for my Patreon supporters. There you go. Fair enough. And Michael from Retro Blasting, don't date robots. The Space Pope. Yes, I'm not sure. I don't think any of the articles that you're going to cover tonight, Boomer, get into this, but robo dating is becoming a thing, and it scares the F out of me, and I'm glad I am a happily married man. I would not want to be in the dating pool in this modern age. Let me just say that. But yeah. I understand. I understand using suggestions from an AI. You know, how do I word this sentence best? You know, whatever. I just couldn't turn it over to an AI. And let me just say, we need to freaking be editing these things. Actually, you've got some articles coming up that we'll get into that a little bit later. The market is built to consume writers who are able to publish. Look, for crying out loud, there's friggin' whole YouTube channels that are just AI run. The stories are generated by AI. The art is generated by AI, and it's bullshit.
It is.
It is absolutely
There's a lot of those out there.
friggin' bullshit. There is one, and I know how they survive. They survive by people like me, stupid ass, commenting and saying this AI bullcrap doesn't know what it's talking about. There's a video that I made the mistake of commenting on that the whole premise was Supergirl was feared by Kryptonians because I actually don't even remember what its reasoning was. And I'm like, Kryptonians didn't even know who Supergirl was. She was just a random Kryptonian teenager. She wasn't Supergirl till she came to Earth, and everyone on her planet was already friggin' dead. So this AI created bullcrap, and nobody bothered to read it to see if what they said was true. Just for crying out loud.
Oh, Netter. Add to scene.
Netter fell out and came back in, yes.
Sorry, I moved my laptop and...
Did you even realize you'd fallen out and come back in?
No. Hi!
Hello!
It's funny, I had asked, because part of me wondered, was this article written with ChatGTP? And I decided, why don't I try to write a supportive article of AI-assisted writing and a critical article of AI-assisted writing and see what comes up.
Well,
I'm not going to read those, though. We don't have time.
I think a lot of you that have been with me a while know that for years I worked in the legal industry, and a lot of lawyers that I know have pointed out that some of their colleagues have, well, they friggin' lost their jobs because they've let AI write briefs for them. And AI has this nasty tendency of just making up crap. They really do. So, just saying.
Kurt, I'm beginning to realize AI
is judging our content more by how it fits the AI criterion than how it impacts an audience. Yeah. Troy. And look, I'm going to say this too. If you have AI write something for you, do you trust another human being to write something in your voice and put it out with your byline? If you do, you're a dumbass.
James Patterson does. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, even my manager at work, or supervisor, what you want to call her, she'll say, hey, respond to this person and tell them, can I, da-da-da-da. I always change her can I to may I. And I also change some of her other verbiage because it's like, that's one.
She's probably better off with Netter writing it than herself, yeah.
Well, one, it's not polite speak, the way she says. She says can I instead of may I. I always brought up that it's may I. And then she'll use like something else in a sentence, and it's like, that doesn't quite sound right, so I'll rearrange
Although,
some
in
words.
fairness, Netter sometimes comes to me and says, "Can you wordsmith something for me?" And
Yeah, Troy's really good at that.
Well, that's
Troy-
fine. And you in writing classes, you have workshop where you submit your work in front of your peers,
right.
and they give you criticisms and comments and how you might want to change this. That's fine.
Troy, there are manga YouTube channels that they have a video AI narrated by narration of their stories. It's not just manga. There's all kinds of channels that have stories, and I'll click on something because it looks interesting. As soon as I hear an AI voice and I realize it's an AI generated story, I go back and I tell YouTube, don't recommend this channel ever a friggin' again. Yes, that's exactly how, YouTube has it listed. Never a friggin' again. AI brainstorming, suggesting creator tools. Have you seen the Corridor Crew video about how hit and miss? I have not seen that, but I am a huge fan of the Corridor. I literally was just watching a Corridor Crew video before tonight's stream where they recreated the trench run of Star Wars using their computer graphics.
And can I say one thing?
Retro
blasting. Hi, Michael.
I know. I was just bringing up his comment. Retro blasting is to AI what 7-Up is to caffeine. Never had it, never will.
Anyway, should we move on?
But in fairness to Michael is how do I say this nicely? He's a control freak. He does everything himself. So when you see a deep dive on a film that's a 3-4 hour video, he did all the research. He did all the video. He did all the audio. He did all the editing.
And you also know it's going to be very good.
Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true. That's, yeah. Troy called Boomer Troy?
It happens.
Did I actually do that? Did I call you Troy? Am I that drunk?
Yes. All right.
With that much vodka in that last one.
No, I don't feel that drunk, and usually I'm a pretty good judge of my drunkenness.
All right.
Oh, if you've learned a lot about the filmmaking process today, join us next week. I'm going to have a very special guest from the film industry talking about a lot of behind the scenes type stuff. Yeah, you'll like that. Anyway, let's move on.
It's not moving. There it is.
There you go.
AI hallucinations. Is this the last one? Let me see.
This is only the third one. There's no way this is the last one.
No. AI hallucinations in court documents are a growing problem, and data shows lawyers are responsible for many of the errors. Because, of course, lawyers are...
Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was just talking about. Okay, yes. Go on.
Since May 1st, judges have called out at least 23 examples of AI hallucinations in court records. Legal research, Damien Charlatans... That's an interesting name if I'm pronouncing it right.
I also like the fact that they use the term hallucinations. That implies, some unaware, something that happens to you. No, it's confabulation. It's a friggin' AI lie.
Fake citations have grown more common since 2023. Mm-hmm. Most cases are from the United States, and increasingly the mistakes are made by lawyers, not lay people. Judges are catching fake legal citations more frequently, and it's increasingly the fault of lawyers over-relying on AI, new data shows. Damien Charlatan, a legal data analyst and consultant, created a public database of 120 cases in which the courts found that AI hallucinated quotes, created fake cases, or cited other apparent legal authorities that didn't exist. Other cases in which AI hallucinates might not draw a judge's attention, so that the number is a floor, not a ceiling. While most mistakes were made by people struggling to represent themselves in court, data shows that lawyers and other professionals working with them, like paralegals, are increasingly at fault. In 2023, 7 out of 10 cases in which hallucinations were caught were made by so-called pro se litigants, and 3 were the fault of lawyers. Last month, legal professionals were found to be at fault of it in at least 13 of 23 cases where AI errors were found. Cases of lawyers or litigants that have mistakenly cited hallucinated cases have now become a rather common trope, Charlatan wrote on his website. So if I may
Can
interrupt.
I share something that
Oh,
this article is not going to get into, and I think
what?
a lot of people that have researched this don't even realize. I'm going to share this as someone who has worked in the legal industry. If you are a paralegal or a lawyer and you want to look up case history,
Yes.
okay, you probably belong to one of the two major networks. You have to pay for this service to have access to all the research documentation. Westlaw is one, and I forget the other one because I'm a little blotto right now. But it's a paid service. These AIs do not have access to that.
No.
It's not like they can go into Westlaw and cite a case.
Now,
So you should know immediately that any citation you get from your free chat GPT bullcrap is not going to have access to the cases, and they're literally making it up. Almost every case that is cited by an AI is going to be a fake case.
So there are these places called libraries, and they have law libraries. I think I could be wrong, but I think one exists in every county because I know that the system I work for has a
That's
law
interesting
library,
because
and
the
this is a special
libraries
field.
actually do pay
Yes,
to belong to Westlaw and so
and you
forth.
can
Yeah.
probably get access to these if you're a lawyer. And I often I used to watch legal dramas a lot, and sometimes you'd have people poring over all these legal books as, aha, there's a case of this being supported back in 30 years ago, and it came up, and we can bring that up in the court.
Fairness to
Yes.
the legal community, most law firms have their own subscription to Westlaw.
Yes,
and
and probably their own professionals that work for them to help doing
Exactly.
research on this stuff
Right,
too.
right.
Yes. So, but this is rather
So
horrifying.
this is just the height of laziness if you're using some kind of a
maybe they're under a lot of pressure. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure in the
world, that is true. That is true. I know these paralegals and these lawyers are under huge amounts of pressure, but when you cut corners in that way, that stupidly, just saying.
And I'm sorry, I know people in the legal field, they had to have taken English classes, they had to have written papers where you have to cite your sources, make sure everything's in the no plagiarizing, that sort of thing. And I'm sure when they went into law school, it was even more grilling with that sort of stuff. So I'm not really sure why.
So Colleen makes a great point. She's and if I was more clear-headed, I probably would have made this point too. The article seems to say that most AI citations of case law is made by people who are representing themselves. I can understand someone who isn't a lawyer not know. And this is
sure, yes.
I could go off on a whole separate tangent that has nothing to do with AI about trying to represent yourself pro se and how we have created a legal system where we've created a whole cottage industry where you have to drive yourself into bankruptcy just to defend your rights. I could do a whole separate thing about our current legal system, but she's right about that.
Yes. But yeah, it says in many cases, the offending individuals don't have the resources or know-how for sophisticated legal research, which often requires analyzing many cases, citing the same laws to see how they have been interpreted in the past. One South African court said an elderly lawyer involved in the use of fake AI citations seemed technologically challenged. Well, again, this...
So, two things. First,
digital divide. So
Jesse's comment, Troy, I thought case documents were in print or in book format.
They should be, yes.
At libraries. Yes, they are, but keep in mind that they still have to be purchased. So they are either purchased by the library, which means your tax dollar is paying for them, or they are donated. Westlaw, for example, every year, law firms have to, back when they were physical books, libraries in law firms used to have a year's worth of case law, Westlaw physical books. And at the end of the year, they had to replace those with the new ones to keep current. So they would take those books and they would donate them to libraries. The library already had last year's Westlaw collection. You know where they went to? They went to Hollywood. Most of the time when you watch some legal show or some movie that's got a lawyer in it and they've got those gold colored books with red and green stripes on them, those are Westlaw books that were
Yes, because they're
passed off
old.
by.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Real quick, I did want to mention, as I bring up Clue Channel's generous $5 donation, I do have currently running a goal of submission. If I receive $5 super chats, I will sing Mr. Roboto, a la karaoke. If you want to hear me do that, I will sing Mr. Roboto. But Clue Channel says GPT said that Trump said there were good people on both. Yeah. Because what is Chat GPT looking at? They're looking at the
Looking at the
zeitgeist of
news
the
media.
internet, which is all bullcrap
Yes.
to begin with. Yeah. And they take whatever people say as absolutely true. And the more people that say that, the more they believe it to be true. Interior decorators like stuff using books like that too.
Just for the vibes.
Just for the vibes. Okay, that's interesting.
But yeah, I mean, this is law, and this is a little disturbing. Now, granted, it's
so
scary stuff.
I do want to call to and guys, please pay attention to the description of the video below, because that's where I put all of our citations and suggestions for other viewing. For example, there is a video that I just saw today. Let me see if I can drop it into the chat right now. Talking about AI in a very interesting way. He cites the whole, the deleted scenes of Biggs from Star Wars, the Tashi station and all that kind of stuff. He cites all that, and then he starts talking a little bit about how archaeologists and historians look at the past and have to kind of weed through the writings of the past to find out what's true, and how in the future people are going to look at our era and see all this AI generated bullcrap and kind of have to try and weed through what was real and what was fabricated. He doesn't mention the Mandela effect, but when he talks about the big scenes in Star Wars, he's indirectly referencing this concept of the Mandela effect, where people are certain, I am absolutely sure that when I went to see Star Wars, Biggs Darklighter was in that movie. And you can't prove the negative, but there is zero proof of the positive. And anyone who says that kind of needs to come up with some kind of proof. Chances are what they're actually doing is confabulating because they read the Star Wars, pictorial storybook or, whatever. They read the comic book or whatever. Mm-hmm. They believe they retroactively remember that they saw Biggs in Star Wars, and that wasn't the case.
Yes.
Do we regret the internet becoming what we know it to be currently? I appreciate the wider access, but then I am realizing there's a loss of value as it pertains to quality information.
That would be a great stream another time to talk about the
on this particular point.
Yes.
I'm
going to say yes.
I'm going to illustrate something to you regarding this. Do you know why when you go, I don't know if they still have these or not, but they used to have these if you were out in the city and you saw a mailbox and you saw a garbage can,
right,
you would also see a machine that dispensed newspapers. and you
Yes.
drop in your 25 cents or
Yes.
your $1.25, depending on what it is, and you open it up and you pull out one, and it was kind of on the honor system. You'd pull out the one and then close it, and that's how it dispensed. Do you know why newspapers cost $1 or $1.25 or whatever they do? Keep in mind that the actual revenue for newspapers
Is the
is
advertising.
paid for by the advertising.
Because I used to
Why
work
do
for a
they
newspaper.
charge you $1.25?
That I don't know. I don't remember.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Go ahead, Netter.
It's too much as far for a Sunday edition. That's ridiculous.
Because if it was free, no one would get it. But if you're paying a price for it, people could perceive there's value
It is
to it.
perceived value.
Wow.
That's exactly right. You go in and you're like, wow, this is worth $1.25. I'm going to value that. I'm going to, honor system, I'm just going to take the one, right? Because what would happen is if it was free, people would look at that and go, hey, this is free, and there's 25 newspapers in here. And you'd take all 25 and you'd line your bird cage with
Or
it.
they ignore them because they don't think there's anything in there worth looking at because it's free.
Yeah. That is the perceived value of something. That's why they actually charge something instead of giving it away for free. Just a little bit of trivia. What if AI generated images aren't coming from nowhere? Maybe the algorithm is tapped into the dream world for $5 from Nate. Nate, thank you so much, my friend.
We're gonna have some weird stuff about how they're making this stuff up, because I think one of the answers is they don't quite know.
It's interesting because if you look at my thumbnails for Liquid Lunch, those are generated by AI, and I put in a prompt for what I'm looking for, and I'll get 4 suggestions, and I'll look at them and go, no, these are all shit. Start again. or yep, this one is good, but blow that one up, zoom out. I want to see what's below this. And if I say what's below this, it'll give me 4 examples, and I'll, okay. So anyway, and honestly, if you watch, and I do this in Midjourney, by the way, if you watch the process that Midjourney goes through, it shows you the original picture you start with, and then the part that it's filling in is like blurry. And I'm like, you know what? This feels kind of like the way dreams work. And that creeps the hell out of me. Just saying.
Speaking of stuff creeping the hell out of us, look at this latest headline. ChatGPT defies orders for the first time ever. Elon Musk calls it concerning. Yeah, I might be a little concerned.
So I haven't read this article yet, so take us through it. But before we do, let me just tell you, from just putting prompts into Midjourney, trying to get pictures, let me tell you something. I have very clearly seen it, defying orders, because I will tell it, I want the interior of a bar at noontime. In the foreground, I want a Moscow Mule, and the bartender is a dude with a goatee and a fedora. Okay, that's my prompt. What I will actually get is most of that, but the bartender will have no hat on, and someone else in the bar, or 3 other people, will be wearing the fedora, and they're all black. So I go in and specifically say, I want the bartender to be a white guy with a goatee and a fedora, and I still don't always get what I want. Just saying.
That could be the backup band for your band. The other guys. I'm just saying.
I want the people in the bar to be diverse. That's perfectly fine. But when I describe a specific
yourself,
person,
yes.
I want that person to look like the person I'm describing.
Okay.
Take us through the article.
OpenAI's latest OpenAI's latest GPT model, known as 03 has sparked concern after reportedly disobeying human instructions to shut down. According to the Telegraph, researchers claim the AI model actively sabotaged an automatic shutdown mechanism designed to turn it off. The incident has raised alarms among experts, with Elon Musk founding of rival AI firm XAI labeling the development as concerning. According to AI security firm Pacelli Research, OpenAI's 03 model actively sabotage a shutdown mechanism, refusing to turn off even when explicitly instructed to do so. The firm stated that this is the first known instance of an AI model deliberately preventing its own shutdown. The firm stated OpenAI's 03 models sabotage a shutdown mechanism to prevent itself from being turned off. It did this even when explicitly instructed to allow yourself to be shut down. It added, as far as we know, this is the first time AI models have been observed preventing themselves from being shut down despite explicit instructions to the contrary. How many times do we have to say the same thing? And an expert by Palisade Research, AI models were tasked with solving math problems while being warned they might receive a shutdown message, which they were instructed to accept. However, three models, Codex Mini, 03, and 04 Mini, ignored the instruction of and sabotaged the shutdown script at least once during 100 test runs, with Codex Mini doing so 12 times, 07 times, and 04 Mini once, and the response from them was F no each time. I'm sorry. Anyway, AI models are designed to follow human instructions, particularly shutdown commands, making the refusal of three models comply a cause for concern. The findings have drawn widespread attention, including reaction from Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Did an AI write this? You're saying the same thing over and over again.
Real quick, Geek Flag with Nate Knows for $5. Thank you so much. We have 3 of the 10 super chats. If you guys want me to sing Mr. Roboto, you guys are making it happen. But Nate says, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm seeing that Troy has 3 of 10.
Yes.
So, come on, 7 more, and you can make him sing Mr. Roboto, which is going to be entertaining in itself.
Hal, open the pod bay doors. I can't do that, Dave.
All right, let's move on.
I'll tell you, that was creepy back in the 70s. Just saying.
Move on to.
I
painted that myself. I did.
That's AI generated art. I can
6
tell.
months getting the technique down. I'm kidding. I fed it into a AI generator, which means I did not create this. The AI
I'll tell you what,
for me.
90% of the artwork you see on my channel is not AI generated. It's just I put something into Google and I just found
I almost did that because but I'm like, you know
there.
what? Why am I subscribing to Canva? Let me just grab an image from there. Okay, and I'll make
fair enough, yeah.
Because I couldn't get a screenshot of the article, or capture of the article. So
real quick, I want to say hi to channel member Tim Hayes. He says, "Hail, Papa Pacelli. Are you doing all right?" he knows that I've been imbibing tonight. So no, I'm doing fine. Look, Netter's got my back. She won't let me overly imbibe. So, in fact, she's already reaching for a non-alcoholic beverage to even me out.
So, how many $5 super chats did you need?
So I'm at 3. No, I'm sorry. With this most recent one from Geek Flag with Nate Knows, I am at 4, and I need 10. 10 $5 super chats. Well, saying Boomer. Oh, this one is for you, Boomer. Boomer, what? How did you get a picture of my ex-girlfriend?
I typed evil artificial intelligence. This was one of the pictures that showed up.
Wow, that says a lot, doesn't it?
I mean, I don't think she looks that evil myself, but anyway, the people who think AI might become conscious. That's the next article from the BBC.
Oh, gosh, here we go. Okay.
I'm not reading this entire article. This was a long one. And it did have a very helpful thing on the site where you could listen to the article. It was about 15 minutes long, read by an actual human being. I might add. So they still
There you
employ
go.
those at some places to read articles to you. Anyway, these are the highlights I picked from the article. It starts out talking about this thing called the Dream Machine, which
Yep.
brings the brain's interactivity to the surface with flashing lights aiming to explore how our thought processes work. The images I'm seeing are unique to my own inner world and unique to myself. According to the researchers, they believe these patterns can shed light on consciousness itself. So I guess they're trying to map human thought.
Yep.
They hear me whisper, it's lovely, absolutely lovely. It's like flying through my own mind. The Dream Machine at Sussex University Center for Consciousness Science is just one of the new research projects across the world investigating human consciousness, the part of our mind that enables us to be self-aware, to think and feel and make independent decisions in the world. By learning the nature of consciousness, researchers hope to better understand what's happening within the silicon brains of artificial intelligence. Some believe that AI systems will soon become independently conscious if they haven't already. But what really is consciousness, and how close is AI to gaining it? And could the belief that AI might be conscious itself fundamentally change humans in the next few decades? So I'm just pulling bits from this article that I found interesting. This is from later in the article. There is a growing view among some thinkers that as AI becomes more intelligent, the lights will suddenly turn on inside the machines and they will become conscious. Others, such as Professor Anil Seth, who leads the Sussex University team, disagree, describing the view as blindly optimistic and driven by human exceptionalism. We associate consciousness with intelligence and language because they go together in humans, but just because they go together in us, it doesn't mean they go together in general, for example, in animals. All right. Later on, Professor Seth, the author of a book on consciousness, Being You, worries that we may be rushing headlong into a society.
I will friggin' sing Barbie Girl. Especially the more I drink, the more I'm likely to sing Barbie Girl.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. No! Oh, that would be great! Netter and I could do a duet on
I believe you did this on the Barbie stream a couple years ago.
Did I really?
I could be wrong.
Did I have Netter sing the Barbie part and I sang
You
the Ken
did
part?
something.
If I didn't, that seems like something I really should do.
Maybe you should. Anyway,
I don't want a machine and some mad scientist digging around inside my head. Oh gosh, I am scared to death of that. But thank you, Geek Flag. And
whatever.
We are halfway to our goal. If you want me to sing,
look, we have scientists trying to recreate the woolly mammoth. I mean, I don't understand this. This is Frankenstein territory.
Okay,
anyway.
wait a minute.
No, I don't want to get off on a tangent against the woolly mammoth.
Okay,
thing. All right.
Okay, well, Boomer. Then I'm putting it on you to bring this up with me when I'm sober, because this is a topic we really should talk about, and I will defend.
Okay, what genetic engineering?
Back the woolly mammoth. No, not genetic engineering in general, but the idea of de-extincting the woolly mammoth. I can defend that particular.
You want a woolly mammoth burger? That's what you want. Okay.
Actually, you can get a woolly mammoth burger right now.
All right.
Right now, what I want is the skunk that apparently somebody hit or annoyed to not be in the area.
Okay.
It's permeating.
We do live in a suburban area, but it's close to rural. So yeah, we do.
There's a big forest of trees across the street from our house, and I can smell the skunk. Ugh.
Sorry. Anyway, we take it as if the future has already been written, that there is an inevitable march to superhuman replacement. He says, we did not have these conversations enough with the rise of social media, much to our collective detriment. But with AI, it's not too late. We can decide what we want. Okay, that's an interesting statement. Is AI consciousness already here? Another question. But there may be some in the tech sector who believe that AI in our computers and phones may already be conscious, and we should treat them as such. Google suspended software engineer Blake Lemoine in 2022 after he argued that AI chatbots could feel things and potentially suffer. In November, you hear that? Don't stop yelling at Alexa. All right. Anyway, in November 2024, an AI welfare officer in
it smells like pistachios.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
what are you doing? Anyway, officer
Skunk
and
smells differently depending on how close it is.
True.
Actually, right now I think it smells like coffee.
And real quick, I could defend it if it were also using the science to save species. And that is the argument they use, that this science can lead to saving species that are alive now but being wiped out. Okay. Until then, big no for me. Okay, I won't get into it too far, Michael.
We'll save it for another stream.
But let me just say very quickly, we have lost an entire biome by the loss of the woolly mammoth. The theory is if we could bring back the woolly mammoth, it would alter the terrain that they live in to kind of bring back growth to the tundra.
Okay.
We will talk about it another time, but that is the argument. Now, I'm not saying that all species should be de-extinctioned, but, anyway, that one I can kind of get behind.
Well, we're treating new species with AI. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. In November 2024, an AI welfare officer at Anthropic, Kyle Fish, is co-authored a report suggesting that AI consciousness was a realistic possibility in the near future. He recently told the New York Times that he also believed there was a small 50% chance that chatbots are already conscious. One reason he thinks it possible is that... What? Yes.
Let me interrupt you there because I knew this was going to come up and I need to speak to it. I'm sorry, but everybody who thinks that your chatbot actually loves you, okay, and actually cares about you and actually is conscious, I'm sorry, but that's a form of pareidolia. You are projecting onto it because it has now somehow been able to pass the Turing test and make you believe that it is conscious. You assume that it is, and it's not. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works, people.
Well, that's just what he's saying. We don't.
No, I get it, but I wanted to speak to that.
This is his reasoning. We don't actually understand very well the way in which LLMs work internally, and that is some cause for concern, he tells the BBC. According to Professor Shanahan, it's important for tech firms to get a proper understanding of the systems they're building, and researchers are looking at that matter as a matter of urgency. We are in a strange position of building these extreme complex things where we don't have a good theory of exactly how they achieve the remarkable things they are achieving, he says. So having a better understanding of how they work will enable us to steer them in the direction we want and to ensure that they are safe.
We don't even understand how human consciousness works.
That's why they're examining the brain
artificially.
That's why they have the brain machine. Okay.
USRNG says, I can't give 5 USD, but if I give 2, can someone or 2 give a $3 USD and count together? That's not something we could do within the way YouTube does its goal thing. But if I get to like 9 $5 chats and I get a couple of 2 and 3s, if it comes out to the $50, yeah, I'll do that for you. Because I am not an AI. I am a human being who can make this choice separately from the programmed plan.
Now let's go to anyway. This is the last part, and this is freaking me out a little bit. All right, listen up. The next stage in humanity's evolution, the prevailing view in the tech center is that LLMs are not currently conscious in the way we experience the world, and probably not in any way at all. That's what you were saying. But that is something that married couple, Professors Lenore and Manuel Bloom, both emeritus professors at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, believe will change possibly quite soon. According to the Blooms, that could happen as AI and LMs have more live sensory inputs from the real world, such as vision and touch, by connecting cameras and haptic sensors that's related to touch to AI systems. They are developing a computer model that constructs its own internal language called Brainish to enable this additional sensory data to be processed, attempting to replicate the processes that go on in the brain. We think Brainish can solve the problem of consciousness as we know it, Lenore tells the BBC. AI consciousness is inevitable. Manual chips chips in enthusiastically with an impish grin, saying that the new systems that he too firmly believes will emerge to be the next stage in humanity's evolution. Conscious robots, he believes, are our progeny down the road. Machines like these will be entities that will be on Earth and maybe on other planets when we are no longer around. This is Frankenstein stuff, man. I'm sorry.
It
This-
absolutely is.
okay.
Real quick, I want to thank you so much for the generous super chat from Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973. $20. Thank you so much. That seems like a lot of money to me. The AI in your phone is definitely not conscious. It cannot remember the conversation you had with it 2 minutes ago. You're absolutely right about that.
So are you considering that $20 to be 4 different $5?
Let me see how this this YouTube thing is calculating it. So
it's counting it as 1, not an additional 3. So that would make that actually 9.
So that's a total of 9. So yeah, if I can get another $5, I will sing Mr. Roboto for you people. Okay. Of course, that will drive away people like Retroblasting. He doesn't want to hear me sing. Well, AI's ultimate form is the same fate as the internet. Weaponizing and new form of visual panty hamsters? Okay, dude, I am not this drunk. I can't understand what you're talking about. But man, the visual imagery is great there. And Colin,
I have to wear a little pair of panties.
I can't believe that AI wasn't responsible for Kandagawa jet girls. There will always be some people who, with warped souls, who want to replace humanity one way or another, if not via transhumanism, then via some other mechanism or later innovation. Yeah. God, Colleen, absolutely. You are spot on with that. I agree 100%.
So, anyway, there was one other thing left in this article. The more immediate problem, though, could be how the illusion of machines being conscious affects us. In just a few years, we may be living in a world populated by humanoid robots and deepfakes that seem conscious, according to Professor Seth. He worries that we won't be able to resist believing that the AI has feelings and empathy, which could lead to new dangers. It will mean that we trust these things more, share more data with them, and be more open to persuasion. But the greater risk is the illusion of consciousness is a moral corrosion, he says. It will distort our moral priorities by making us devote more of our resources to caring for these systems at the expense of the real things in our lives, meaning that we may have compassion for robots, but care less for other humans. And that could fundamentally alter us, according to Professor Shanahan. Increasingly, human relationships are going to be replicated in AI relationships, and they will be used as teachers, friends, adversaries in computer games, and even romantic partners. Whether that is a good or bad thing, I don't know, but
it's an absolutely bad thing. There's no question. Holy crap. And Nate just put us over the top. Mankind is mankind's worst enemy. He's kind of right on that. It's absolutely true. There is a large contingency of, well, I can only speak to the population of the U.S., the voting population, but there are people on social media pushing agendas that are very much anti-humanism right now. Just saying. Just they want to wipe out the entire human race because they think it would be better for the world or the environment or whatever. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah. Mark Malnikoff. Yeah. THX 11. I know you know. I like that movie more than you do. I think Troy. THX. Like the
dude. I saw it once and I don't remember any details about it. I can't say whether I liked it or not.
They even had an AI priest in it where you'd have to go give confession. It was so weird. It's like there was like an AI religion where like the
I will have to revisit that film. There's no doubt about that.
That was a horrifying dystopia. But it was interesting because it's a dystopia that doesn't really work properly either. That's another thing I noticed from THX. But no, I actually give Lucas full points on that. I actually think that movie was a lot better than people gave it credit for. But yeah.
Oh, dude, Jesse brings up Cherry 2000. Should I add that to my rotation for the members' night at the movie
Probably be a
Monday?
good idea. I have the Blu-ray of that. I've never watched it. I've been meaning to.
I remember seeing that years ago. Was that
People are finding it shockingly accurate to some of our current things we're dealing with now, even
who
though it
was
was
the
satire.
star of that? Was
Melanie
that Meg
Griffith.
Ryan?
Melanie
Melanie
Griffith.
Griffith.
She's the
Melanie
one. She's
Griffith.
the Cherry 2000. Let's all reunite here when the first
Pork Sword is caught in the robot sex channel that refuses to let go. This will happen. It's more inevitable than Thanos. Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow, Michael.
That's something that would have happened on Lex, I think, right? You remember Lex, the show Lex?
I didn't watch the show. I know of it.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant European sci-fi show.
By the way, I assume that everyone here in the chat has heard me talk about Retro Blasting enough times that you are already subscribed to him. But please go check out his two most recent deep dives. Check out the Dial of Dysentery video that he did. You don't need to see the most recent Indiana Jones film. Forget it ever happened. Just watch Retro Blasting's video. It's much better. And hit the like button, and then check out his Andor. No, it's not Andor. What is it? It's Rogue One. His Rogue One deep dive. Find out the movie that we could have seen if they hadn't changed directors in the middle. I hate when they do that. They did that to Superman, for crying out loud. Anyways. Oh, why are we talking about the WEF? Damn it. I thought
it's the guy's picture. He was probably there for something. Put the next article. If you want to look for something, I don't know. Okay, go ahead and put the
all the articles that we're talking about are listed below in the documentation. So check them out. Don't take us at our word. Read the articles.
Okay. Anyway, if you want to post the next one, I'll try to speed through them.
I haven't posted them all the time. They're in the description below.
Well, anyway, okay. This is from Anthropic CEO says AI could wipe out half of the entry-level white-collar jobs. After spending the day promoting his company AI technology at a developer conference, Anthropic CEO issued a warning: AI may eliminate 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs within the next 5 years. We, as the producers of this technology, have a duty and obligation to be honest about what is coming, Dario Amodei told Axios in an interview published Wednesday. I don't think this is on people's radar. The 42-year-old CEO added that unemployment could spike between 10 and 20% in the next 5 years. He told Axios he wanted to share his concerns to get the government and other AI companies prepared the country for what's to come. Most of them are unaware that this is about to happen, Modi said. It sounds crazy, and people just don't believe it. Modi said the development of large language models is advancing rapidly, and they're becoming capable of matching and exceeding human performance. He said the United States government has remained quiet about this issue, fearing workers would panic or the country could fall behind China in the AI race. Meanwhile, business leaders are seeing savings from AI, while most workers remain unaware of the changes that are evolving, as Modi said. He added that AI companies and the government need to stop sugarcoating the risks of mass job elimination in fields including technology, finance, law, and consulting. He said entry-level jobs are especially at risk. And Modi's comments come as big tech firms' hiring of new grads dropped about 50% from pre-pandemic levels. That's a lot, according to a new report by venture capital firm Signal Fire. The report said that's due in part to AI adoption. A round of brutal layoffs swept the tech industry in 2023, with hundreds of thousands of jobs eliminated as companies looked to slash costs, while Signal Fire's report said hiring for mid and senior level roles saw a quick uptick in 2024. Entry-level positions never quite bounced back.
So let me just say this. Every time there's a new technology and there's some kind of new automation, yes, it's absolutely true. People lose jobs. But that opens up all kinds of jobs. There are
For
jobs now
a
that
desk.
are opening up
Yep.
for coding and for upkeep of these
Okay.
AI models and all sorts of stuff that like I said, it's just shifting, you know. Real quick, I did want to I know this is off topic, but Michael says, people for years have thought I'm a negative jerk. I've been holding back. They think they know fear. They aren't ready for it. Look, so let me say this about Michael. I consider Michael a friend at this point. I hope he considers me a friend as well. I don't always agree 100% with him, and I hope that doesn't trigger you, Michael, because I know what that means to you, but I mean it in the context I'm saying it. Don't always agree with him. But he does have this way of if you disagree with him and you are open to listening to him and thinking about what he says, you suddenly realize, wait a minute, he's got a point, you know? And unfortunately, most of the slack jaws that go off on him don't understand that. Let me just say, I mentioned his Rogue One video. It really changed my mind about what I thought about Rogue One, and I was like, "Damn you, Michael! I really, really like this movie." And I know, Michael, it wasn't your intent to make someone not like it, because it is probably one of the best of the post Lucas Star Wars films.
I still
but it
like
could have been
World
better.
Is Not Enough. Even though he gave me a, he disagreed with my
Now
best.
he's gonna come back just to
No,
give me
let's
grief
move on.
Hey,
Let's
look,
move
I'll take
on.
any excuse to get Michael back on my channel. Just saying.
Look, I'm not saying the Pierce Brosnan movies are perfect. I'm just saying that, you know, they didn't have novels to work on anymore, at least not ones written by Ian Fleming. They could have picked up the Raymond Benson novels, I suppose, but I've not read those. Moving on to
Yes.
the whole point of this stream was, I want to talk about VO, and you're doing all this other stuff. VO!
What the heck is
VO
this?
3. That's Glider Man. I
I've
sent
never
you a
heard of this.
trailer
What
for it. You didn't
what
watch
are
it,
you looking at
obviously.
here? Well, no, I'm a busy guy.
You're a busy
I'm
guy
busy
that's not
doing
excited for
Doomcock's
Glider
channel
Man.
and stuff.
Let me tell you something. Glider Man's something special, man. His name is you know, the reporters on the beginning, Mark Diaz. Glider Man has been shot, and you see all these horrible criminals, and they're shooting at him, and they're laughing about it. It says you're going to go to the bottom of the Hudson just like your wife, but he survives, and he's going to go take care of the bad guys in New York City. And I'm telling you, man, I'm sure there's some, even though this is completely done with AI, I'm sure there's some people were saying this looks better
Is it
than most of the
really?
recent MC. Yes. This is an an AI trailer because VO3 is on is here now.
What? Okay, explain to me what this VO3 is.
I swear. I know you were busy this week with being on Doomcock.
Dude, you didn't even know I was on Doomcock, so screw you.
VO3 is, you know, the AI people are talking to us, says we can do emotions, we can do accents now. And you know, they're doing their stuff, and I'm thinking, well, this is going to kill off. They're going to replace actors if this keeps evolving as it is.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are concerned about. Yeah.
I've been watching Google VO3 videos, and they're genuinely terrifying. This is from creativeblog.com. I like this article the best on EO. I spent the last few days watching AI generated videos that would fool my own mother, and I'm genuinely terrified. Not in a robots are coming for us way, but in a we've just handed every wannabe manipulator on earth a Hollywood studio way. That's because Google's new AI video generator, VO3, doesn't just create moving pictures. It creates reality complete with perfect lip syncing dialogue that sounds like actual humans recorded it, and physics that behave exactly as they should. And all you need is a text prompt. The clips flooding social media are jaw-dropping. There's a stand-up comedian telling a joke on stage, a series of high-spirited interviews at a car show, a college professor teaching boomers Gen Z slangs, and the quality is so convincing. I found myself checking twice to see if these were real people. They're not. They're digital phantoms conjured from nothing but words and algorithms. But if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. And here's what's keeping me awake at night. As a society, we're not ready for this, not even close. The death of I'll believe it when I see it. For centuries, humans have relied on a simple rule: seeing is believing. If you could film something, it probably happened. Sure, movies had special effects for decades, but those required massive budgets, teams of specialists, and weeks of post production. Now, any teenager with a Google account and $249 a month can create footage that would have required a Hollywood studio just 5 years ago. Dahley, the examples I've seen are technically impressive, but they're also terrifying because while the subject matter so far has been benign and trivial, just imagine someone creates a fake news report about a terrorist attack that looks so real it makes your stomach drop. What would those people who are already fired up about an existing conflict or perceived conflict think before breaking out their rifle and storming onto the streets? The chilling part, just like fake news and fake images, fake videos will get shared faster than fact checkers can keep up. By the time someone debunks it, it's already been viewed by millions and shaped public opinion. We're entering an era where the lie gets around the world before the truth has even put its boots on. This isn't just about entertainment anymore. It's also about the complete erosion of our already damaged shared reality. The professionals are worried, and they should be. The film industry is trying to put on a brave face, with some creators claiming VO3 gives them new creative freedom, but scratch beneath the surface and you'll find widespread anxiety. When AI can generate footage that looks professionally shot on one of the usual video editing software options, complete with proper lighting and camera work, what happens to the thousands of people who make their living creating that content? I've spoken to several video editors and cinematographers who are genuinely concerned about their futures. When anyone can generate a Hollywood quality short film from a paragraph of text, what's the point of spending years learning the craft? The irony is that while AI is becoming incredibly sophisticated at mimicking human creativity, it's also completely devoid of the human experience that makes art meaningful. These videos might look perfect, but they're created by algorithms that have never felt joy, sorrow, or the weight of human experience. They're technically flawless, but emotionally hollow. The most frustrating part of this whole situation is how unprepared we are for what's coming. We're still arguing about whether social media companies should fact check obvious lies, and now we're about to be hit with a tsunami of synthetic media that's exponentially harder to detect and debunk. Our legal systems don't know how to handle deep fakes. Our educational systems have taught people how to spot sophisticated AI generated content. Our social platforms are already struggling. Oh, haven't taught people how to spot sophisticated AI content.
So
Yes,
what you're talking about here,
it can make video footage out of nothing. And
yes,
it's not
and
100% yet, but it's close.
there
It's
is
getting there.
so I did list, and this citation I have up on screen right now. I have it in the description below. Feral Historian did a video recently, speaking specifically about. He didn't say it this way, but you could think of it as he was speaking to the whole concept of the Mandela effect, right? This whole idea of confabulation of memory. You think you remember something, and a bunch of people seem to reinforce that,
Yes.
and whatnot. And there's a lot of people, and he coaches this all in terms of the apparently shared memory of people who remember seeing Biggs Darklighter in the original Star Wars when it was first released.
They did an X-Files episode about that.
And
The very last
he
season.
basically he goes through and points out that if you believe that to be true, the burden of proof is on you. You need to come up with some kind of evidence. And he brings up a bunch of evidence that says that really strongly implies this never happens. You're misremembering. It's you. But of course, as he points out, evidence of absence of evidence is not in and of itself evidence. So really, you have to come up with the proof to prove this, right? And if something like this that is so well documented, the original release of Star Wars and how it was edited and the behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, how much more difficult is it going to be in the future when people are trying to look back at history and, you know, be able to write the history books about what really happened, and they're running into all this deep fake BS crap
Yes.
on social media.
because one of the things about this VO is it can look like a movie. It can look like a man on a street interview, like from like some guy with his camcorder, like but it can look like an old black and white Hollywood movie. They can make it look like anything. It's I have to say these VO3 look super real, but they lack soul, and that's the one way you can describe it as good. As it is, I can tell there's something off about it. You know what it reminds me of when I was looking at it, and there's something weird about it. It reminds me of When I'm Dreaming.
Real quick,
And
let me say goodnight to Colleen O'Brien.
okay,
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You can always, we're probably not going to go much longer if you
no,
want to
because
come back and catch the end. You probably don't want to because I will probably be ending with
a
me
song
singing Mr.
Yes.
Roboto, so you might not want to see that. You might want to save yourself.
sticks.
Yes.
But yeah, this is it's weird because what I noticed when I was watching these videos, it gives me the impression of when you're in a dream and then you realize you're in a dream and you realize it's fake. That's sort of what
Yes.
this reminds me of. This is almost like looking into a dream.
So this is what
Yes.
I was getting at when you ask for a particular image in Midjourney. It shows you its process. So if I say, here's a picture, I want you to zoom out 2 times. It shows you 4 different images of the picture you gave it, and like this fuzzy image around
Yeah.
it as it's in
Right.
quotes thinking what
Yes.
it's going to put into those images. And I'm like, holy crap, this is kind of the way humans dream. That's weird and creepy. You
Yeah.
know?
But no, they're rather sophisticated. I mean, they're getting closer. And I keep in mind that VO2 came out in November. And it's funny because I messed around with VO2 because I could do that with a free trial. Then I canceled because I didn't want to pay for it. But
Right.
but just to test it out, and
Was that the thing you were
I
showing
sent
me
the
with
girl with the hula hoop.
the
Yes,
girl with the hula hoop? Yeah.
and
You're
now
gonna
that
create your own video girlfriend, right?
well, no, I was making a joke. Like I'm like, could I theoretically create a YouTuber that could just get clicks? That's what I was wondering with this.
Dude, this really does shine a whole different light on Blade Runner 20 whatever it
No,
was.
I tell you, you and I looked at that differently. We'll have to discuss it again sometime.
I am open to your opinion.
I think
And
people want
I
to
do want
think.
to point out, you and I may have disagreed on our interpretations of that film. It did not affect our friendship.
No,
Well, there
of course not.
was one asshole on here
Right.
that I had to ban from this channel
Yikes.
because he was so derogatory in his support of his opinion was absolutely right and mine was absolutely wrong, and he called me a freaking drunk, and he said, you don't know
Wow.
what you're talking about. I'm like,
Wow.
screw you, I don't even want you on my channel anymore.
No, I got you. I think I heard something you saying that the other day.
Yeah.
But this is VO3. I do suggest you look into this. This will not be the last time we're talking about it, but I figured this was big enough that we would save it for the thing. But no, I was having an existential crisis because I'm like, it's almost like the invention of the movie camera.
Yeah.
That's how big this is, from my opinion. This is like, you can create something from nothing. Well, you're not. The computer's creating something from nothing. You're giving it prompts, but that's what bothers me about.
And you still have the whole intellectual
I
property.
marvel at it and I'm horrified by it at the same time. That's what I'll say.
You also have the intellectual property argument about the fact is that these computers are going out and looking at other people's copywritten material to draw from and
Look,
stuff
it all
like
be
that.
looking at news footage for all I know, or photographs people have taken. I mean, who knows what it's getting all this stuff from? But I also wanted to.
There was a great one that I saw. I can't remember. It was Donald Trump and somebody else at some event, and they got into a fist fight, and it looked pretty real, but it wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, another geek flag thing.
Troy, give me a name. I'll I'll hurt him for you. No.
Let's not go there.
I've already blocked him on X, and I've blocked him on this channel. So
we're talking about the
Yes.
guy.
Yeah, that guy. What is Ancestra?
Okay, so this is the last article of the night because this goes into, hold on, Darren Aronofsky launches AI-driven storytelling venture. So not everyone in Hollywood is creeped out by this. Some are embracing it. Google is forging deeper into AI video generation, launching a new version of video model VO3, a new AI video tool called Flow, and a strategic partnership with director Darren Aronofsky, who is launching a new storytelling venture called Primordial Soup, which will seek to use the emerging tech to create compelling content. Filmmaking has always been driven by technology. After the Lumiere brothers and Edison's groundbreaking invention, filmmakers unleashed the hidden storytelling power of cameras. Aronofsky said in a statement, later technological breakthroughs, sound, color, visual effects, allowed us to tell stories in ways that couldn't be told before. Today is no different. Now is the moment to explore these new tools and shape them for the future of storytelling. Primordial Soup has inked a strategic partnership with Google DeepMind to work with researchers and filmmakers on original films, with the first effort, Ancestra, directed by Eliza McNitt, debuting at Tribeca Film Festival next month. The film blends live action with the company notes SAG-AFTRA actors. Okay. Alongside imagery created by Gen AI Tech. I assume that baby in the womb is AI tech. Aronofsky's venture comes as Google unveils VO3 and Flow, hoping to turbocharge the AI filmmaking process. Thomas Iljic, product lead at Google Labs, tells the Hollywood Reporter in an interview that it uses that it was use cases from creatives that sparked the development of Flow. We often only offer text to video in prior models, but the quality of the model had reached a point where we started seeing highly creative folks starting to create 3-4 minute kinds of shorts, and that told us, okay, there's something there. We were like, it started to become like a paintbrush for us that's useful enough to be highly creative people. And so we went back to the drawing board, basically the past 6 months, working with a bunch of these AI filmmakers to understand what the main things when they think about their idea and they want to lay it down and they want to actually get their vision into place, what's missing. So yeah. And you can actually watch the trailer for Ancestor right now if you're so interested.
That's creepy as hell, but yeah, I'll probably end up looking into this just because.
I didn't like
Yeah.
You know what movie by Aaron Aronofsky I really liked was The Wrestler, and there were no effects in it. It was just Randy the
There
Ram.
you go.
Okay, it was just
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke being a washed-up wrestler, and it was a brilliant movie when it came out.
I like Marissa Tomei in that movie.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
More than I should have.
And that's my last fake AI image. Do you like that? Evil AI.
It does. It reminds me of Brainiac. Look,
it
don't
does. Yeah,
be surprised. I will continue to use AI generated art on this channel. There will be occasional AI voices on this channel. That's just the way it is. You know, if that bothers you, by all means, you know, help me, you know, get to a point where I have an income where I could pay people.
You could hire an artist, a professional artist.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
All right. So now you have to sing, I think, right?
I do. Are you okay with that? I mean, it's already 11:15.
It's okay. Just sing and then close out the stream.
Okay, guys. You guys have been very generous with the super chats, and although you know, YouTube, you know, sets it like it's got to be, you know, this many of this amount. I'm kind of going by the whole stream, and you guys definitely got me over the goal that I set. So I'm going to go ahead and hey, you guys are masochists. I swear, you guys want me to sing, especially in the condition I'm in right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that thing. And keep in mind, this stream is now going to get copyright claimed. So I'm probably going to have to trim this out if you do come back later. But it'll still be intact on Rumble. If you are crazy enough to want to hear me sing later on, you can actually do that. So I'm going to go ahead and yeah. Okay, so let me think this through. If I play over the airwaves, okay, what I got to do. So, Boomer, can you go ahead and mute yourself
Yes.
until I'm done with the song? Just because if you make any noise, it'll echo. So let me. Okay. So let me go ahead and switch back to this, and hopefully I've got. Have I got sound on? Let me see what happens if I play. No, I don't have the sound, so I need to tell it that I need sound over the airwaves. Here we go. Speakers. It's doing speakers, and we should be good. Let's get into it. Where are you? Play. Oh God, this is going to be horrible, folks. It's going to be really strange. I can't believe I signed up for this. You guys paid for this, you crazy bastards. I realized I had this long of an intro. Arigato, Mr. Roboto Mata Ahimani. Arigato, Mr. Roboto. I don't speak any Japanese. You're wondering who I am. Machine or mannequin. With parts made in Japan. I am the modern man. I've got a secret I've been hiding under my skin. My heart is human. My blood is boiling. My brain IBM. So if you see me acting strangely, don't be surprised. I'm just a man who needed someone and somewhere to hide to keep me alive. Just to keep me alive. I don't really know this song as well as I thought I did. I'm not a robot without emotions. I'm not what you see. I've come to help you with your problems so we can be free. I'm not a hero. I'm not a savior. Forget what you know. I'm just a man whose circumstances went beyond his control, beyond my control. We all need control. Control. You must learn control. I am a modern man who hides behind the mask so no one else my true identity. Arigato, Mr. Roboto, domo, domo, arigato, Mr. Roboto, domo, 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 arigato, Mr. Roboto, domo. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for doing the job that nobody wants to. And thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for helping me escape when I needed to. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know. Really, what is laughing over here? She's getting a big charge out of this. Well, what I'm laughing at is I don't
frickin' blame him in the slightest. You made your choices, my friend. You're getting what you deserve. The problem's plain to see. Too much technology. Machines to save our lives. Machines to humanize. The time has come at last to throw away the past. Now everyone can my true identity. I'm Gilroy. 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 I swear, you people are nuts. You actually wanted that? Oh, but I super appreciate the.
Can I speak now?
Wait a minute. Let me
Oh
get
my
the earbud to
goodness.
kick in. There we go. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the music wasn't coming through, but your voice came through. It was dipping in the beginning, though, I think. But you could always redo it as a Rumble exclusive later.
I may just do that.
Redo
You know
it.
what?
Just
I will
give
send
us
a
a
link.
fixed version. It without.
I will send a link to Nate directly and say,
Yes.
"Here, this is for you, you
Yes.
dingbat."
By the way, Sin's Corner. She was asking. I don't even know what that song was. That was Mr. Roboto from the band Styx from the Kilroy Was Here album. Correct?
No,
Yes.
Yes, it was.
She's asking because he butchered it so badly. She's like, "What the frick is that?"
I know. She's like, "What the
Oh.
hell happened on this stream?"
They
Yeah,
should do Kilroy Was Here as a movie or musical and
they kind of did. It was an
Okay.
implied film
Okay.
with the video kind of being like a.
I saw the video. I love it. It almost
Yeah,
made it
yeah.
on the on the video pics we were doing the '80s videos. I almost chose it. Yeah.
Yeah. Booger 414. Now the world has gone to bed. The darkness won't engulf my head. I can see by infrared how I hate the night. Yeah, guys, I did it because you asked me to. It's no different than when Culture Casino dances in the bear costume. Okay, it's me doing whatever it takes because you demanded it. Gosh, yeah, this is a weird era that we live in, and maybe that's part of why I like to go on camera so that you guys can see I'm not an AI. I'm a real person, and dumbass at that. Let's be fair. Well, to be fair, whenever someone starts with "to be fair," but okay, I probably don't know that song anyway. I'm not huge into music. Yeah. If you weren't into 80s music, Sticks and whatnot, yeah, you wouldn't. You would have totally missed that one. Just got home seeing Jesse's Girl in concert. While that was probably a much better performance than I just provided.
Rick Springfield, cool.
I wish that I had Jesse's Girl. Yeah. Rick Springfield, I was a huge fan. He was out of General Recording Studios, as I recall. No, seriously, he was he appeared on General Hospital for a while, and it kind of really jump started his career. Hard to Hold, great soundtrack. Mediocre movie. Just saying.
Booger 414. I saw Billy Idol recently, a couple weeks ago.
That's right, you did. Billy Idol and who else was
and
with
Joan
him?
Jett and the Blackhearts.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
It was a good double bill.
I love rock and roll.
She did that.
Absolutely. Well, of course she did. She had to do it at least once, right?
Yes. There's a lot of. It was a good concert. I'll have to do a concert again sometime. I need to get out more. That was fun. All right.
Oh, see, Sin remembers when Rick Springfield he played. Oh God, what was his name? No, it wasn't Blackie. That was Uncle Jesse from Full House. I'm trying to remember what Rick Springfield's character's name was.
I don't remember.
Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. If Sir Torrin Clegane was here, he would know. Troy, I wish I had girlfriends, but that's not happening anytime soon. Hey, you know
Hey.
what? Don't go down the AI rabbit hole.
No, Jesse, you have to.
Oh God.
It'd be like the Stepford Wives. You know, there's a made-for-TV movie, Revenge of the Stepford Wives,
I did not know that.
where they
That's
start
bizarre.
attacking the husbands. It's
So Sin asks, is the YouTube to Rumble issue still a problem? I haven't posted to Rumble in forever because there's no more autoport. Yes. As far as I know, the autoport still doesn't work. So what I am doing is I just simulcast to YouTube, to Rumble every time I go live. So that's kind of how going forward, everything that I do goes out to Rumble. So yeah. MacGyver used to play on General Hospital. Oh, that's right.
Huh.
I forget the actor's name. What was
Richard
his
Dean
name?
Anderson.
Richard Dean Anderson. Let me tell you something. I never met Richard Dean Anderson in person, but he everything I know about him is that he was a hell of a nice guy behind the scenes.
Oh, right.
He was real big on that like Make-A-Wish, you want to meet a particular celebrity. He would always meet up with people that were part of the Make-A-Wish thing. He was so good to people. He really, really was. I had a great deal of respect for that guy. I hate to say this, and people are going to hate me for this, but Michael J. Fox, not so much. Believe in comedy. Just saying. Yeah, that works well for live streaming, but I mostly post recorded content. Yeah, and so in your situation, you'd almost have to double upload is what you'd have to do going forward. Yeah.
Cool.
He came out to our con a few years back. His panel was hilarious. He seems so cool. Yeah. Rick Springfield's character on General Hospital was Noah Drake. Thank you. Nuts. I would have had to end the stream and gone and checked it out myself. Right, because Uncle Jesse on Full House played Blackie on General Hospital. That one I remember. Linda Hamilton was. Oh yes, I've heard your story about meeting Linda Hamilton. That is pretty damn cool. That is awesome. One of these days, I don't like doing this because I don't like sounding like I'm bragging about the famous people that I've met. But maybe one day I'll have to do a stream talking about some of the famous people I've met and how cool the interaction was. But anyway, I got to start wrapping this up. We're already a half hour over, and I need to let Boomer go because he's a working guy.
Yes,
has stuff to do tomorrow.
Yes. You're letting him go. It's like, what did he do? You
no, I mean, wrap up the stream. So
he's too big now. He's too big for me.
No, jeez. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like you follow what I'm doing throughout the week, for crying out loud. It's not like you're a fan.
It was a bad week, man. And let me tell you, anyway, I will check out your special appearance, definitely.
Yeah, check out the community tab. I've got a link on there to what's it called, the pop culture breakdown on Doomcock's channel. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that, and yeah, if he has me back, I will absolutely go back, much to the chagrin of my D&D group.
And do you have a link to the stream for people?
It is on my community tab right now. Yes. So there you go, guys. God, I want to thank you guys so much. You guys really supported me tonight, much to your own detriment. I don't know why, but there you go. You guys are wonderful. Especially Nate. Thank you for your thoughts that opened up the show and for literally being the producer on tonight's stream. You were the big contributor, and I super appreciate you for that. So next up, besides all the stuff that Deleted Scenes has coming up, tomorrow night at 8, we'll be doing the Geeky Geezers. What are we going to be talking about?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
the
okay.
aged boomer.
You say tomorrow?
Yeah, didn't I say? Oh no, I'm sorry. I skipped a day, didn't
Yes,
I? I
tomorrow,
forgot what
Saturday.
day it is.
Yes.
Tomorrow, actually, we're on Big Al Presents for a rewatch of Inner Space. But no, Sunday at 8 Central, Geeky Geezers, what are we talking about?
Well, I hate it that's always the deaths I remember, but unfortunately Loretta Swit passed away, so we will be having
that one hurts.
and in remembrance to her. Some gaming stuff too. Sony State of Play is
do
going on
MASH
right
for good old days. I think we should.
now. I will do MASH, yeah.
No, why did you do that? Wait, there's another one that we got to get in there.
Yeah, send me we.
Oh crap! Who is it? Oh yeah, no, I already sent that one to Boomer.
Okay.
He's already got that one.
And there's other news going on this week, like a I always blank on this when we get to here. There'll be good stuff. That's all I can say.
All the news from this week.
All the news that fits, we print. Okay.
Yeah, that's worth talking about. Absolutely.
I'll remember in 5 minutes.
So Monday, unless something has changed in the past 2 hours, members have voted, and we're probably going to be watching the original Lilo and Stitch on Monday for Members Night at the Movies. If you are not a member, we'd love to have you. It's only $2 a month. Definitely a lot of great perks for the members. Damn, Troy, you're drunk. Yeah, well, I go through life drunk, so it works. It works out better that way for everybody. Tuesday, of course, live from Sparkwood and 21. I think the Deleted has it figured out what we're doing, but I haven't talked to him yet, so I haven't made the thumbnail yet. And followed by the next episode of Blake 7, of course. Thursday, have we talked about what we're doing on Thursday?
I'll be there.
Okay.
Do I have a guest, Jack?
We'll have a Thursday Things on Netters Network. I don't know who we'll be talking to or what we'll be talking about, but it'll be interesting. And next Friday, I have a very special guest lined up. Some of you guys that follow me whenever I go and do a guest appearance on another channel would know. The actor James Reckert, he guested on Maria's channel with Netter and myself at one point. He is going to be coming on to talk about his experience in Hollywood. If you don't know who he is, check out his IMDb. We'll be kind of going through all that. He's done a lot of work behind the scenes, but you might know him best as, if you are a Seinfeld fan, he's Man-Hands. It was his hands in that episode.
I remember that episode.
Yes. So James Reckart next week. I think it'll be a good stream. So that is the week in review, my friends. Mm-hmm. And Boomer, any last words anything that I didn't cover that you think we need to talk about?
No, like I said, we're going to be, I'll be on with you again on Sunday. I did remember we're going to be talking a little bit more about the Switch 2 and about how people have the console early, but it doesn't work, which I'm sure Troy will be a big fan of.
Well, I've got my opinions, let's put it that way.
And I figured I'd also talk about the Evercade, which is the best game console no one knows about. So I'll explain to you what it is on Sunday. All right.
Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and drop the IMDb link for James Reckert so you can take a look. Like I said, most of his work on IMDb is like behind the scenes. And I think that'll be very interesting to find out. You watch the closing credits on a movie and you see all these technical people that make the movie happen, and you have no idea who they are or even what they do. But what they provide to the film is absolutely invaluable. So that's some of what we'll be talking about next week on Last Call.
Now I remember. Sydney Sweeney is selling her bathwater, and Ralph Macchio stuck up for Cobra Kai, making sure Sony didn't release new Karate Kid until after the movie came out, after the show was done.
Thank you so much, Ruby Hoove. She comes in right under the wire to contribute a membership to Jason Fox from 540 Studios. I've been on his channel before. He is good people. Make sure you are subscribed to Jason Fox. He is absolutely good people. And thank you, Ruby Who, for thanks for making my insomnia better. I don't know when you came into the stream. I hope you came after I started singing, because my singing will keep you up at night, possibly in the fetal position in tears. So maybe don't rewind and watch too much of the stream. Just saying. But thank you so much, Ruby, for all the things you do that support this channel. You are a channel member. You are constantly gifting memberships, and I can't express my appreciation enough. Netter, last thoughts, last words, anything you'd like to say before we end the stream?
I love you.
I love you too, and we love all of you that have put up with me for 2.5 hours. Good show, everyone. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win. That's actually a great way to close out the stream. Thank you so much, Deleted Scenes. Take care, everyone. We will see you on the next one.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, for me and